Why can't you redeclare let or const variables in JavaScript? Imagine trying to name your pet the same name twice in the same house. It just doesn't make sense, right? Well, in JavaScript, the language is designed to prevent you from redeclaring certain variables with the keywords let and const. This might seem confusing at first, but it actually helps keep your code clear and safe. When you declare a variable with var, you can redeclare it without any errors, which can sometimes lead to bugs. But with let and const, JavaScript wants to avoid those mistakes. Let us start with how these variables work. Variables declared with let and const are limited to the block they are in, like inside a function, loop, or if statement. This is called block scope. Because of this, if you try to declare a variable with the same name again inside the same block, JavaScript will throw an error. It's like trying to name two pets the same thing in the same house. It causes confusion. This is different from var, which is function scoped and allows redeclaration, but that can cause problems in larger programs. Now let's talk about why redeclaring is blocked. When you declare a variable with let or const, JavaScript keeps track of it within that specific block. If you try to declare it again in the same place, JavaScript gets confused because it's already managing a variable with that name. It's like trying to create two different rooms with the same name in the same house. It just doesn't work. This rule helps prevent accidental overwrites or bugs that are hard to find. Reassignment is a different story. With let, you can change the value of the variable later, but you cannot declare it again in the same scope. For example, you can do let x is equal to 5, and then later is equal to 10. That's fine. But trying to declare let x again in the same scope will give you an error. With const, you cannot reassign the value at all, and you also cannot redeclare it. So if you write const y is equal to 10, you cannot do y is equal to 20 or const y is equal to 30, again in the same scope. This makes const perfect for values that should stay the same throughout your code. Another reason JavaScript blocks redeclaration is because of something called the temporal dead zone. When you declare a variable with let or const, it is not accessible before its declaration. If you try to access it too early, JavaScript throws an error. Allowing redeclaration would make this even more confusing because it would be unclear which variable is being referenced. By disallowing redeclaration, JavaScript keeps things straightforward. Finally, this behavior helps developers write better code. When you can't accidentally redeclare variables, your code becomes more predictable and easier to debug. It encourages you to think carefully about your variable names and their scope. This is especially important in web development, where complex applications relying on clear and reliable code. So in simple words, you cannot redeclare let or const variables because they are designed to be block scoped and to prevent mistakes. This helps keep your code safe and understandable. If you want to change a variable later, use let. If you want it to stay the same, use const. But remember, once you declare a variable with let or const in a specific scope, you cannot declare it again there. That's the rule, and it's there to make your JavaScript code better.